to the President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa.
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to thank the two presidents, President Juncker and my good friend, President Tusk, for this moment where we have gotten together after a long-awaited period. Yeah. 5 years it has been before we held a South Africa-EU summit, but it has happened, and it has been a great privilege for myself and my delegation to participate in this. And this summit has really been a moment of renewing our bonds as South Africa with the EU and developing a foundation for a much more effective way of dealing with each other. We have been able to use this opportunity to discuss a whole range of matters that are common between us, particularly in relation to accelerating investment and also focusing on issues that have to deal with climate change, human rights, and a whole number of other global matters, which I will touch on in a little while. We used the opportunity of this summit to reinforce ties between us, particularly on economic development. The EU is South Africa's largest trading partner, and it has been so for a very long time. And the value of trade between South Africa and the EU has increased fourfold since 2000. Over 2,000 European-based companies operate in South Africa, creating well over 500,000 jobs. And together with the EU, we have committed ourselves to exploring opportunities for further investment, further trade, and the improvement of business and investment climate, particularly in our own country. We also agreed to strengthen cooperation in areas such as infrastructure, industrialization, skills development, and also promoting entrepreneurship. We've agreed that we will also work together to support the digital transformation of our economy in an inclusive manner. Together, we believe that these will boost overall productivity and social inclusion, but they'll also improve the living standards of our people. We also had a moment to discuss matters that have to deal with land reform in our own country, and we briefed our colleagues about the steps that we are taking. And we also focused on how we can best strengthen investor confidence in South Africa. We affirmed our commitment as South Africa to the values of our Constitution. We welcomed each other's roles in fostering peace in our respective regions and noted South Africa's important role in our own region. We discussed the matter of other countries in our region, particularly Zimbabwe, and called upon the EU to review its position on Zimbabwe with regard and to move towards lifting whatever sanctions they might still have on Zimbabwe, because Zimbabwe is on a path of great reforms, and we insisted that this needs to be supported as Zimbabwe has turned a wonderful corner. We also discussed South Africa's upcoming tenure on the UN Security Council from 2019 to 2020, and we will work together with other EU member states that are on the Council and 2 African countries as well, to enhance cooperation on matters such as peace, security, and conflict prevention. We also identified a number of other issues that are important for us to cooperate on at a global level, climate change being one of them. And we insisted that the issues of multilateralism should be a matter that we focus on, and to make sure that unilateralism that is being promoted by some countries is something that is going to lead to huge problems for many countries around the world. And we were pleased to know that both of us, Europe as well as South Africa, are in great support of multilateralism and a rule-based world where we can have fair and inclusive trade, as well as ensuring that countries continue to participate at the World Trade Organization in a way that strengthens the multilateral system. We were particularly pleased that Europe has participated in the centenary celebrations of Nelson Mandela's life by holding various functions that have enabled the people of Europe throughout many countries to celebrate his life and to promote the values that Nelson Mandela stood for. So this being a summit that is historic in nature in many ways, we as South Africans felt that indeed we do have a friend and an ally in the European Union, an ally and a friend who is ready and prepared to support our work as we continue to transform our country, as we continue to enhance the reforms that we have embarked upon. We had a good sense that we are well supported as we make all attempts to grow our economy, to address the issue of unemployment, inequality, and poverty in South Africa. We know that Europe is our ally in this, and that they will want to support us every inch of the way as we embark on a number of initiatives. So this was a meeting which was underpinned by a great deal of warmth, as well as a great deal of support for the work that we are doing. So we are eternally grateful to you, President, for the support that you have demonstrated to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President. I now open the floor for questions, and the first question goes